I didn't have any plans to do this shoe at all. Of course, I saw it coming down the line and I was like, whatever, red, black 12. You know, it's been done before. I don't really want to go into that again, especially with recent 12s that have been coming down the line the last couple of months as well. But then there were a couple of things that hooked me in, one in particular that pulled me in, and then I'm glad I got into it because there's a lot in this shoe and I'm going to bring that to you guys today, especially as I'm here in Tokyo, Japan, and there's a big tie-up between Japan and Jordan 12s that we'll get into as well. Hopefully you guys already know what that is. If you don't, I'll be telling you in this video today. And also that big thing about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is the Nike Air Jordan 12 Low Super Bowl, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are all over this shoe, but there's something they did this year that this year has never ever been done before in American football history, which might change the destiny of this shoe for good. This could make it an epic shoe, an absolute one-off, or for bad, it could be destined for the sales bin. Let's find out in this video today as we take a close-up look at the upcoming release of the Nike Air Jordan 12 Low Super Bowl. This is the Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel. Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channelです。毎日アップするので毎日見てください。And every single day from Tokyo, Japan, I bring you content about upcoming sneaker releases and sneaker news and sneaker reviews. And today we've got a look at the February 6th Nike Air Jordan 12 Low Super Bowl. And this is a bit too close to the drop date for my liking. Usually I like to have 10 days to 2 weeks, but this is about a week in advance. But because I'd seen the shoe and I really wasn't interested, but there was that one detail that drew me in. Because of that one detail, I saw more, and I decided to do the video for the channel. And in particular, what I'm talking about are the gold hits on this. At very first glance, I'm scrolling through all the different places to look at shoes to decide which one to bring every single day. Social media, internet, lots of different places. And I see a black and red Air Jordan 12. I just quickly skip past it. But on closer inspection, having a deeper look at it, it was this hit right here as I'm zoomed in on the green screen. Hopefully, you guys are getting a good picture of that. That it's that gold hit right on the midfoot that really drew me in. I thought, ooh, it's red and black and a little bit of gold. I'd like to have a look at that. And then because of that, I was like, you know what, lows, 12 lows. I don't think I've ever done a 12 low for the channel. That's interesting. I want to have a look at that. And then I got into the sock lining of this guy. I was like, oh my goodness, this shoe's got tons going on. I'm doing a video about it. And here we are today with that video. So let's get into all that and take a close-up look at this shoe. So first things first, let's answer the three different things I've already talked about. Number one was that gold hit on the midfoot. So we'll close in on that again, and you'll be able to see it's got that gold hit. Classic says Jump Man on the lateral side, and then not too far away from that, if you go up to the top of the lacing system, you get the highest eyelet on a Jordan 12, which is usually slightly different and slightly metallic. And in the case of these guys, again, it's that gold hit, which contrasts really nicely with the red and the black of the upper. But then if we go around to the flip side, to the medial side, you see it's almost the same kind of detail in there with that gold hit at the top of the eyelets, and then zoomed in on that midfoot section, that gold sort of arc in there. But this time, unless I've got something crazily wrong, it doesn't say the word Jump Man on it. So it's almost the same on either side. But that's what drew me in. That's what got me into this shoe, and sort of like, you know what, I want to have a look at it. So and then we've got to talk about why it's great for somebody that's in Japan. I nearly said from Japan. I'm clearly not from Japan. Somebody that's in Japan to be able to do a Jordan 12 is because maybe you guys don't know this, maybe you do, but the Jordan 12's design is very much inspired by Japan and the rising sun motif. So the idea is that midfoot section is the sun, and then the rays of the sun that shoot off from that all the way around the upper of the shoe is the sun rising. This is the land of the rising sun, and that is all going into the design elements of Jordan 12 highs and lows, this being a low. So that, again, is another reason why I want to be doing 12s. And then, the sock lining element to it, I'll go up and we'll have a look at that, looking down from above into the shoe. You can see what a distinctive and colourful sock lining you've got going on in there. They're calling it a graffiti sock lining. So that goes with I think there were three hits. It was the gold, it was the low, and it was the sock lining that really drew me in to say, you know what, I want to have a look at this shoe. And then that Japan motif with the rising sun design that you get on all 12s is in there as well. So, but then I'm going to pause and not quite go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just yet. I want to have a quick look at the materials before we get into that Tampa Bay Buccaneers story. So we'll go down to the front of the shoe. And one thing that I've never really appreciated appreciated about 12s is what they do on the tongue, which is have the word 2, T-W-O, spelled out in letters, and then under that the number 3 to represent 2-3-23, Michael Jordan's number. And I'll just pause even further and say, I don't know if you guys can hear this, but Mrs. Butter is hacking up a lung in the background. She's fine. It's just a bit dry here and she's not sounding the best of health. So if things get a bit haywire, my apologies, but I'll keep plugging away at the video and hopefully get through it. But yeah, that 2-3 down the tongue has not been my favourite thing on Jordan 12s ever, really. So and it's in here, you know, it's a black tongue with that red writing down it, which stands out really nicely, but word 2, number 3 doesn't really fly for me, and that's just my personal sort of opinion. But then you get even further down from that and past the black part of the upper and then onto the mudguard, one of my all-time favourite pieces of any sneaker in the world, and that snake skin feel that you've got on there, with the red wrapping around sort of the midfoot to the front end of the shoe, and the snake skin materials that they do in there is very, very fine, very nice on the shoe, looks very, very, very good. But then it's the major detail that we want to get to and talk about, that final part, which is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we go around to the back of the shoe, and you can see on the back of the shoe that the colour motif has been blown apart by some oranges and different colours in there to do with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that's because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are hosting the Super Bowl this year at their stadium in Tampa, obviously. The thing is, it's an unusual thing in sports. Most sports, they have a national stadium or central stadium that they play the final competition at. But in American football, what they do is they rotate it around all the different stadiums. And this year it happened to land on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have done as hosts of that stadium is then they've lent themselves to this shoe, and you can see the back end of the shoe with the colours of Tampa Bay going on there. Is it 813, I think, is the area code for Tampa in there as well. So there's an awful lot of tie-ups to the heel section of the shoe and the team because they're hosting. But the one thing that they've done that no team has ever done before in Super Bowl history is the hosts are actually playing in the Super Bowl. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's Super Bowl 55 this year, so that means there have been 54 iterations of the Super Bowl and no host team has made it to the final to actually play in the Super Bowl in their home stadium until now. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have managed that for the first time in history, and there's my question: where's the destiny of this shoe going to go? Does that mean it's going to be an absolutely iconic shoe that people are going to chase after because this has never happened before, it's historic? Or is it going to be just like, well, you've got a Tampa Bay shoe, why don't you also have, I think it's Kansas, they're playing against the defending champions, they're playing against, why don't Kansas have their own shoe? You know, and the story of the shoe has been lost because it's supposed to represent the host stadium, not one of the teams playing. So that's why it might end up actually in the sales bins that people are like, the story of the shoe's been mucked up by Tampa making it to the final. So I don't know which way that's going to go. I don't know if it's going to make it iconic and people are going to be like, you know what, that's a once in a lifetime story and I want the shoe that represents it. Or if it's going to be, you know, that's not fair on Kansas, or that doesn't represent the true story of what's going on anymore. So this shoe is kind of lost to us. So that's my kind of take on the shoe. Quick couple of places I want to look at before we finish up, before Mrs. Butter keels over. Let's have a look at the outsole, where it's all black and red, no special features on there at all, which surprised me. I thought there'd be at least some kind of design elements down there, but they kept it very simple with the standard Air Jordan 12 outlines and structure of the outsole, and then just the 2 tones of colour. And then looking down from above onto the inside of the insole, which we've already been there with the lining and seen how colourful that is, but the actual insole itself is very simple, and very simple 2 tones, one with the Jumpman and then one with the rest of the insole. So all in all, back out looking at the shoes, beautiful shoes, lows, great to see lows. 2 days ago we did the Air Jordan 14 clocked low, and then here we are with the Air Jordan 12 Super Bowl low. So it's a thing with lows, of course. There's plenty of Air Jordan 1 lows kicking around right now, and I think there's a Jordan 5 low Chinese New Year out there as well. So a bit of a thing at the Jordan line right now. So all in all, happy to be able to bring this content to you. Hopefully not too much disruption going on with our indoors, and we've got the video out to you guys today. I appreciate you checking out the content and putting up with any extra curricular noises chipping on in the background. But for now, it's time for me to sign off. Thank you guys for checking out the content, but I'll remind you that I do this every single day, and that means you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.